following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the World Heavyweight
Podcast.
We're gonna make
The World Heavyweight Podcast.
great again! Nerd! Nerds!
Entering the ring at this time, your tag team champions of the podcast world, Howard Farewell. But we're just waiting for the wheels to fall off. Yes, 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 yes. Get rid of your six-sided ring array. Josh Rivera.
God does not want this podcast to happen.
You happy I brought my shovel to bury this segment?
What station is it again? Who gives a fuck?
Yabba dabba, shut the fuck up.
The World Heavyweight Podcast. Welcome everyone to the World Heavyweight Podcast. I'm Howie Farrell. That over there.
Is this on?
Yes, it is. That over there is Josh Rivera. Welcome to the show for all those new folks. We're just a couple of nerds that love pro wrestling. Nerds, yes. You know, I'll hit it if you really want me. You want me to hit it? I'll hit it.
Nerds! Nerd! Nerds!
Right there. We're nerds. We're all about it. We've got our nerd shirts.
Yep.
You can follow the nerds on Twitter at the WHPC on Twitter, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast, on Instagram as well at the WHPC. If you like the show, tell all your friends about it. Like it on Facebook.
Don't
Hit the
keep
retweet,
it a secret.
Hit the retweet on Twitter. Tell Gas Digital that you want us on the network, which I saw at No Stick Zone told them when they were making a nice announcement.
Great praise to him.
Yeah,
Promoting
hey,
the show.
if we get on Gas Digital, you know what that means for everybody? They get video episodes and glorious high definition. We get a nice studio. We'll be in New York City, so we'll have a lot of access, easier access to some comedians that are always around there all the time. It'd be great. I think it's a great idea.
We could eat like fatties like every week. We know that's really going to happen there.
Well, you know, we would have a nice studio, like a nice studio with video. The video part is really where you would be getting. You would still get the live. You would get us live every week in standard definition. But if you signed up, you'd get HD, you'd get full archives, and you would get a whole host of other shows as well, like Legion of Skanks, which we're going to later tonight. You'd get the if you want the Barbara Walters of metal, the Josta show, which I produce for as well. No, that's a great. Honestly, you'll sound like I'm trying to sell you on something, but it's a good show.
Yeah, that's totally the point. We have
Dave Mustaine on recently. Rex Brown from Pantera. Who else did we have this week? We just had yesterday. I'm just completely. Randy Blythe, Lamb of God. Ice-T's been on the show. Large, heavy, only illustrious guests.
Chris Jericho's been on the show.
Chris Jericho has definitely been on that show. You can see me losing my mind internally in the picture. It's like, oh my God, Chris Jericho's right here.
We got to get on that cruise.
Yeah, I kind of almost want to, but it's expensive. It's one of those expensive trips.
I like how you're almost immediately turned off when you're like, wait, it's out of Florida. Like, yeah,
you got to get to Florida.
That's where a lot
first.
of cruises go. Yeah. Man, I hope it's not hard to get to Florida.
Yeah, it's just getting down there is the problem.
No, it ain't.
I mean, yeah, but it's an extra. I mean, as far as a problem, it's like it's an extra bill that incurs on top of the needing money for booze.
You got to travel to your travel destination,
right? Exactly. It's an extra day or so of travel on top, because you got to get to Miami.
Yep.
And then if you don't want to do any like boozing it up on the ship, you don't have to. It's included in everything else, but there are certain little restaurants and stuff that you need some spending money, and I'm gonna need like $200.
I think I heard cruise ships do like pay cards now, where you put you'll put credits on a different card, and they don't take. Some of them don't take credit cards. They only
sometimes
currency.
Yeah, sometimes because you charge it to like your room sort of thing.
That's how it
is what it goes. Yeah, so anybody you go to the bar and you hand them the little card, and at the end you pay for everything at the end, all the extras.
Yep.
The problem is if you don't have a way to keep track of that.
If you get all swipe happy.
Yeah. Trust me, it's real easy to do. If you don't want to, and I'm probably gonna, $100 to go to craps
with
table
the
or
digital
something.
currency on the card, it could just be like, nope. Swipes it and says, you have a problem.
Excuse me, sir. We're gonna have to escort you off the ship. Oh, they certainly do, sir. I made some cash on the casino on the cruise that I went on many moons ago. At this point, I figured out there's nothing else I was doing.
No,
because we were just in traveling down to wherever we were traveling. So there's that gap of time where you're just kind of on the boat and you're looking for time to kill. And I'm like, oh, the casino's open, right? Let's watch the craps table if anybody's playing. And then learned how to play craps by just watching it for 2.5 hours.
People lose their minds. They lose all their money. Really positive.
I learned how to play craps and I won like $300 because the table got hot. And I'm like, yeah, I know how these work. I know what's the most likely probability out of all these die because I'm a nerd.
And as soon as... Because how does it go? Once the table's hot, as soon as someone makes a bad roll, it's over.
Go away.
Forget
Just
it.
walk away.
Scatter.
It's like roaches when the lights come on.
The lights on.
No.
Like the last call happens in the bars.
Oh, yeah.
Kicked out. Oh, man. Party's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is a lot to talk about this week. We're killing time.
I know, and we're not really killing time. We're having a conversation. I would like to check out the Chris Jericho Rockin' Wrestling Ragin' cruise. I would. Don't get me wrong. The lineup's big. We've talked about it before.
You want to see a Ring of Honor show at sea? There you go.
There you go. That's going to be difficult because the boat moves.
Yeah, they're.
I feel like
they are strapping the ring to the boat. That ring is not moving.
I know the ring isn't moving.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when the boat moves as you're trying to run across the ring or do a thing in the air. That could throw you off, and next thing you know, you're going, oh, I jumped way further than I was expecting. Oh, you have no idea.
Boat shifts while you're midair.
Oh, yeah. That's going to happen.
Clear possibility.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just hope everything works out. Because that could be real bad.
It's a no-fly zone.
It's a no-fly zone, right?
Do you want to stay on the boat and not get hurt?
Yeah,
no-fly zone.
None. Yeah, a lot happened this week. I'm been officially mathematically eliminated from the football playoffs.
Aw.
Well, I was. I needed to not lose to Ask About Me for her second win of the season, or their second win of the season, and that would have been fine. Had I not lost there, I'd probably be in. Well, had I not lost,
you'd be closer
3
to where you are
games
now.
where I scored over 140 points. If I only lost 2 of the 3 of those games where I put up 145 and lost, I'd easily be in the playoffs right now. I'm just saying. It's just because you look at the standings and it's like, oh, 4 and whatever. It's like, oh, that's just a rough season. I just had a lot of bad luck. It just came down to bad luck because I beat the 2 quote unquote 2 best teams in the league 2 weeks in a row these last 2 weeks. I beat Captain Fat Belly, who can eat a dick, and I hope he gets smoked in the second round of the playoffs. And I beat Nerds for Braun this week, too, who is probably my front runner for the finals. Because that team is, if that team starts clicking, it's just points everywhere. I don't even know how much points do they have on the season. They have a lot. Leading the league in points by about 100 points.
Did somebody run Eli this week?
Oh, no, nobody did that.
No one did. No one made that.
No one
mistake.
started that. No one started him this week.
Well, that did happen, and justice was swiftly dealt with after that.
That issue was quickly taken care of.
You're fired. You're fired.
Goodbye.
Get out of here.
You. Oh yeah, you guys got to
get out of here.
You've got to go.
What is wrong with them?
I don't know. They're yeah.
Out of their
minds. Look at that. 4-9. Just one more win, and I'm in the playoffs. Just one more.
Nope.
You get one. God damn it. So, first round of the playoffs, which I had up here a second ago, it's going to see other Josh and the Glorious 11 versus Aurora. I see she was freaking out really early this season, and we were kind of goofing on her a lot. But guess who's in the playoffs and guess who's not? She got a hot streak of like 4 or 5 in a row. Yeah. But I don't know. I kind of hope Josh loses, too. Just so I can laugh at him. It's like, oh, guess who still didn't make it to the finals?
All those wins and nope.
I made it. I can't say that because it's not going to work. I was going to say I made it just as far. No, I have just as many wins in the playoffs as you do then. 0.
Let's not get too mathematical.
No, yeah, there's plenty of Steiner math. I think we started a trend because that's starting to pop up all over the place this week. Because there's a lot of Steiner math.
Hey, what do you guys want to do? Hey, we got any ideas for the promo this week? Wait, let's talk about the math angle of a triple threat.
And then just to close out, the House will be playing the new face of America. Either one of those could get thrown up there, but I'm not in them. So there's your football roundup this week.
It's
over.
It's over.
It's over. That's correct. Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks are going to announce a big announcement, theoretically.
They're going to have a
date
I've
heard.
For their show.
And a location.
And about a location.
Date and a venue.
Tickets probably to follow shortly
after. They're just going to announce a date. They'll figure out ticketing and all that stuff later. But the news is coming, and it's coming way sooner
we'll probably get
than
a sell
think
date.
anybody of
if anything,
a
sell date for the tickets would be great.
Look, the fact that they have a venue and are ready to announce a date so quickly.
I hope it's not London.
I also hope it's not London.
Because I was one of the London. What was it? London, Toronto, Chicago, and
sort of the secondary big cities, but not
Sacramento.
LA.
I think it was.
LA and New York, I don't think were on the list because they're almost too big.
Because
it's too big, it's too expensive to run in New York.
Absolutely.
It's just because in order to, especially if you're going to tape something in there, you got to pay extra on top. You got to pay.
If they
so many taxes.
If they broadcast it live, it's going to be real expensive.
It certainly will, sir. Certainly will. Because you got to, like I said, you got to pay the building on top of the fact that you're using the building, that you're also going to be filming in the building, and you got to get permits for filming. It's just a clusterfuck to do it in New York. So Chicago would sound more likely. Maybe Florida? Maybe.
I don't believe that was on the I don't believe they made the final.
Chicago or Philly would be great.
Philadelphia would be great, but again, it's going to come to cost, and I can imagine Chicago, New York, and Philly being up there in cost.
Oh, for sure. Well, Chicago not as much. It's a big city, but like I said, it's a secondary.
It's like if I had to put them in order, it'd be New York, Philly, Chicago. Chicago being the least expensive, probably, to film anything live there.
Oh, I would have no idea. I would I would be doing wild speculations. I just know it costs a fuck ton to do anything in New York anymore.
New York is going to be the most expensive.
Oh, no, that's not that's not a wild.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I'm saying right now.
No, I'm just saying the other ones. I have no idea how expensive it is. But we already know from having worked in places in New York and having seen shows in New York that it's just really expensive to do anything in New York City.
Yeah. Well, that's the if I remember correctly, Canada also, depending on.
Somebody mentioned Canada, I think, in there.
Yeah. I think it was like Toronto, or it's most likely Toronto. That I wouldn't be surprised if they do offer any handouts to film any big wrestling shows up there. They have a similar program like that for comedy. I remember that was brought up at one story.
Oh, I don't know.
That's why some of the biggest comedy festivals are in Montreal.
Oh, I did not know that. Did not know that. So that should be interesting. I mean, there's really no other news other than the fact that they said, hey, we're going to announce something in about 2 weeks.
That's the big update. There will be an update in 2 weeks.
It's an update to the update.
Update to the update. Patch 2.0. And they'll have a date and a time and a location.
Unfortunately, we had a little bit of...
well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
We'd like to wish happy trails to longtime music producer for the WWE. Although your favorite music from the Attitude Era and beyond was done by a man named Jim Johnson.
Yep.
He is unfortunately no longer with the WWE. It sounds like he was just retiring, and they got the new guys coming in, and he's been here for over 30 years.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of really cool stuff and a lot of famous music that you all know and love. The Stone Cold, the Undertakers. He's pretty much had a hand in every musical theme that you've heard in the last 20 to 30 plus years in the WWE. That's the guy there.
Never really knew him.
I always knew the name. It's not like a guy that you're like, oh, I knew that guy. But didn't he show up on like Total Divas at one time when Brie is trying to remember the one?
Was that the same guy?
Time?
That was the same guy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
When she was trying to try to sing. Yeah,
they were trying to have Nikki prove that she's a better singer than people let on, and she's not. And she's not.
I like how he goes, yeah, the biggest warning is when they go, all right, well, when I get the mic and I show you what exactly I'm looking for.
Yeah, it was,
and that's exactly what had to
it was
happen.
pretty much.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
That's pretty much, it was rough.
I could see, I believe I heard you the other day say something like, well, now that the Bellas have their own spin-off show, Total Divas is now more about stars that you care about.
Yeah, especially the fact that I'm seeing Nia and Alexa's stuff a bunch of times. I might actually check out an episode to see how terrible it is now. And it might not be bad because there's legitimately people that show up in the show now that I actively like, but it's just too much of that fake reality show bullshit that I can't take. Mm-hmm. Like they're trying to make it real, but it's obviously just scripted nonsense.
Yeah, it's
and
a reality show.
Someone like the fact that I get to see Rusev on a regular basis is going to be great because I don't see him as much on TV
because every
sometimes.
clip you ever see of Total Divas involving Rusev is him starting some shit. Or you're just being hilarious. He's either making you laugh or he's
mowing in a Speedo.
Or he's starting some shit.
What's he doing on Bulgaria? I don't know. He's at home.
It's there.
No, because I mean, if you look at the people that are actually on the show now, it went from like people that weren't even wrestling. You know, like it was Eva Marie and Cameron and the Bellas and like JoJo.
Yeah, because
and
for
Natalia.
a little while,
Natalia was the only one that actually
for a little while that was the roster.
Yeah. And like I just didn't care. Like I already don't give a shit about Eva Marie. I doubly don't give a shit about somebody else who's not even. She was on Total Divas. I keep wanting to say Bellas. Cameron. She was on that show well after she was like not even really being a wrestler anymore. Like she wasn't going to be showing up on TV. She hadn't shown up on TV for like a year.
Well, maybe they just shot a lot of because they shoot a lot of footage within a few months.
And it just felt like they were trying to force that into the women's segments. Now, if it actually comes up, they're using the stuff that's already happened on the show on Total Divas. Yeah. A little bit more. I'm like, good. That's the way it's supposed to be.
When they shoot Total Divas, I swear to God, they shoot storylines. And they've had segments on TV where they go, what's the storyline? Well, if you saw Total Divas last week, you bum, then you would know exactly what's going on.
Well, no, I mean, this now is more they're using the storylines that have already happened on television for Total Divas instead of the stuff that's currently happening on Total Divas to be on the television show that we're watching every week, because that's the way it was. It was being done in the inverse.
In the reverse,
right? Which made them feel like we're forcing this. The thing you're talking about was already taped.
Yes,
we know what happened because it was 6 months ago.
Yeah, they definitely fixed that part.
It just looks more interesting. There's more people that I actively
care
like
about a show that
on the TV show.
You would
we
try
like.
again,
right?
Yeah.
There's people on the show that we already like, and now there's a reality show with all of those people.
Especially where else do you get to hear people rip on Lana's skills? But it's like, yeah, we know she's.
Well, they're doing that. They're doing that on SmackDown.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He's like, don't treat us like we don't matter, except for Lana.
Except for Lana. It's okay. I got good news. You're all going to be in the match. Except for you, Lana.
But anyway, Jim Johnson, he was a massive part of every. Like, if you've heard a WWE theme in the last 30 years, chances are he's had an executive producer or producer credit or has written it himself.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
But apparently, in a day like today, if a guy who's been there a long time, a longer run than the Undertaker, doesn't renew his contract or gets released within moments, you have he was forced out.
Right. Yeah. A lot of that
makes
stuff.
You want to delete your Instagram.
I don't believe any of that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. None of it. It was hacked.
See what I did there?
All right. We should probably. No, I don't want to talk about that.
No,
that's
stupid.
fucking bullshit.
It's stupid.
I'm not talking about,
that's the exact point I'm making. It's stupid. Kevin Owens' Instagram account.
Kevin Owens' wife thing got hacked. That's all.
And then the rumors that just jumped right after that. It's stupid. He said what everyone thought. He said, quote, social media is a cesspool.
Certainly is, sir.
It sure can be.
Certainly is, sir.
But it's such a mess. I can't help but look at it. It's like a car crash.
Yeah. The Rock is in the news again.
But this is
because
positive.
the international superstar is fucking everywhere. How many fucking movies is he in now? He's in like a movie every 2 months.
His IMDb is growing by the moment.
Like, I think he's the only male movie star right now. It's got to be The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Is there anybody else out there? Ryan Gosling. That's it, right? It's
Pretty
It's
much.
The Rock and Ryan Gosling are the only
Rock,
guys making
Ryan
movies
Gosling.
right now. Rock makes some terrible movies too.
He
You
has-
see the trailer
he's
for
had
Rampage?
some stinkers. He's had some stinkers.
They made
Rampage?
a movie. Yeah, they made a movie out of the old arcade game, Rampage.
No.
Yeah, they certainly did, sir. I saw the trailer.
Oh,
It looks terrible.
God.
Looks absolutely horrible.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's gonna go under the.
Was it
Well, I'm
pixel level
afraid I've
bad?
got some bad news.
No, it's like it looks like the earthquake one that he did.
Oh, the other one that got
San Andreas?
kinda stunk.
San Andreas made a bunch of fucking money.
It did make a lot of money.
I'm amazed that
but
movie
it's
made money.
It's another disaster
But, all right,
movie.
so for those of you folks that aren't as big of nerds as we are, or at least me, Rampage was one of my favorite games in the arcade as a child. In like the 80s.
Oh, yeah, it was absolutely a really cool
late
game.
80s, early 90s. It was a 3-stick game. You had attack and you had jump, and you were giant monsters in a side-scrolling thing. You were either a giant gorilla, a giant lizard, or what was the third one? Or a werewolf.
yeah.
And you destroyed cities. That's all it was. You climb the side of the building, you punch it, you eat the people in the buildings, and you make all the buildings fall and crumble and get points. That's it.
Oh, my God. It is exactly like
That
the game.
movie, yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy.
That game somehow got its rights bought to make a feature film with The Rock, and it looks awful.
I hope that guy got paid.
Because the premise is he's got a scientist friend who's fucking around with stuff and then turns himself into a mutant gorilla that keeps growing and keeps growing and
No.
keeps growing
Oh, man.
until it starts blowing up cities. And then he randomly finds a giant sea crocodile thing, which is the lizard, and a giant, yeah. It sounds as bad as it sounds. It's going to be awful. I can't imagine that this is going to be good. But good news for the man.
It's still too far out, so there's no reviews on it yet.
Oh yeah, but in some
Good news, everyone.
the man is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
the
a
point of the
long
story.
overdue one for the man. I mean, he's been
Absolutely.
in 1,001 different movies.
He was a movie star as early as like 5 years ago.
like a
legitimate-
triple A
Yeah.
blockbuster
Yeah.
movie star. I'd
Yeah.
say more like 2 years ago. The
2
Rock.
years ago?
The Rock is now. He's in everything.
You think
now.
he's hit his groove 2 years ago? This is this is
about
it.
so. Like
This is going.
Fast and the Furious, like 6 or 7 was out around then, right?
2 years ago. I think that was more like yeah, sure. Yeah.
Something like that. One
Yeah.
of the later ones where he was the bigger star in them, and then once that happened, it's like, all right, we're gonna put The Rock in everything. It's not a bad idea. Jumanji looks pretty fucking good.
You think so?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see Jumanji
I think that reviews meet
for
him out
all
on that one.
the thing that people do on Twitter and everything all the time, where we always see like when NXT gets taped or the Mae Young Classic gets taped or all these things get taped in advance, and everybody just starts reacting to screenshots on Twitter without actually seeing what it is. It's exactly what happened, and they freak the fuck out. And go, oh, it looks terrible. I can't believe you're doing it. You hear it all the time, and it's exactly what I picture in my head when people are starting to just whine and bitch about
That's
stuff
a
they haven't
whiny
even
tweet like
seen.
that.
They haven't even seen how it's being presented yet, and they've already got something to shit on for it. How about we wait till we see it and then dump on it? Because if it's if it's really truly a hunk of garbage, I have no problem talking about how much of a hunk of garbage it is and making fun of it, because that's kind of what we do here. But if it's not, if we haven't seen it, haven't seen the light of day, we can't call it a hunk of garbage because it's Schrodinger's garbage at that point. It's both garbage and not garbage at the same time until we actually see the damn thing.
Yeah, you'd have to wait on, because I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes for Rampage. Critics say 98% want to see it. That might be a huge mistake. There's only one way to find.
But
to see
Jumanji, on
how
the
it
other
actually
hand,
comes
everybody
out.
was dumping on it before they even said, like, they're making a sequel to Jumanji with The Rock. Oh my God, you're ruining my childhood. No, they're actually doing it pretty well for your childhood,
Ruining my
because
childhood.
they're taking it as a Super Nintendo game. Like, Jumanji has turned itself into a Super Nintendo game, which makes sense if it's a magical board game thing. It's got to update it with the times. Some kids find it in the storage thing, and they get sucked into the video game. And Jumanji's a giant video game. So The Rock and Kevin Hart and Jack Black, That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like a pretty good lineup.
I think you told me the other day the most interesting part of that is The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black. They're actually playing kids.
Right.
Playing these characters.
It's every D&D nerd's dream. It's like, oh my God, The Rock is playing me as The Rock, but as me as The Rock.
So we should be watching this, and whenever like a serious situation comes up, you should see plenty of immaturity to cover it. It's like, what do you mean that's your idea?
It looks like it's going to be pretty fun.
It's
not going to be cinema veritas or anything like that. But it's going to be a fun movie.
As long as it is better than Central Intelligence.
Central Intelligence did pretty well. I just thought it could have been better because they wasted all the gags in the freaking trailer.
Exactly. And then by the time you got near to the end of the movie, it just said, screw it. Everyone get naked. And we're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah, it got weird there for a little bit.
It just became a party within the last 10 minutes. It's whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they did ruin all the gags in the trailer.
But for some, like, come on. The guy, you can't say he's Dwayne The Rock Johnson now. He's an A-lister.
Yeah, he is an A-lister.
He is an A-lister now.
We're all, as horrible as it sounds, still looking out for his version of The House to come out, where it's just. You remember that, right? The Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah. I'm surprised. That might be Central Intelligence because that movie looked like it was going to be funny.
It looked like it was going to be funny, but the critics said, it sucks.
And even the people said that too.
Will Ferrell did not promote it. Like when the week he has a movie comes out, he does all the rounds of the late shows, and he did not do shit for that film. I think he showed up on Conan the week after it came out. It was like, yeah, that movie, just completely blew it off. Anyway, remember when I shaved your head? You shaved your beard? Quit stalling!
Oh God. Oh shit. I don't know. I think the Rock. I'm not gonna even talk about.
It's about time he got a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
I thought
it's more than overdue.
Honestly, I thought he had one already. I'm not gonna lie. If you said, "Oh yeah, the Rock's got a star," right? I totally would agree with you because I thought that would it.
Well, let's move on because we have the stuff that you're all really here for is the wrestling. I am going to try and get some more people on too because I'm going to be guest appearing on the how did they word it, the Holiday Festival Spectacular or the let me pull it up real quick if I can find it, Extravaganza Festive Special for that wrestling podcast.
How did you come up with all those extra words when it was just Festive Special?
I don't know. Well, we're going to do that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some Golden Shovel nominations that we had for the WHPC
yeah, you want to talk
Awards.
about
we can get into that in a little bit. But I am going to be guest appearing on that wrestling podcast again, so do follow at TWM at TWM UK.
Oh boy,
I forget. TWM.news. That's the website.
That's the
where
website.
You gotta go.
That's where you're going to find
TWM UK.
To follow them on Twitter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're a great follow on Twitter. They're fun. We like them. They're inviting us on. So we're going to be doing I think I'm going to be doing the top 10 wrestlers of the year episode that we're doing on that one. But I wanted to pull up some of the Golden Shovel nominations for the WHPC Awards that we have very inching so much closer to every day. I don't know what I was trying to say there.
I guess you're going to say within the next 2 episodes we're going to have it because
it's going to be it's always January.
Oh, that's right.
We always
January.
do it like the first, second
after the
holiday
break.
After the holiday,
Yeah,
so you can get to watch any last minute matches, things, stuff like that. And I got to go way back in the ad mentions.
Oh boy, it's somewhere down this list.
Oh no, it isn't because I mean it's here. We're gonna do Golden Shovel is are pretty much worst of the year.
Yes.
Segment, person,
booking
decision, just biggest miss.
Release,
something, anything.
Yeah. Anything that made you go, ooh, that was bad.
Yeah. At TWM News UK, which is the Twitter right there. They immediately responded with 205 Live apart from Drew Gulak.
the entire show,
because the entire
much.
show for the majority of 2017, not very good. This just wasn't, like, it objectively was not very good. They had a lot of things going on, and it didn't work out. But now it's picking up steam. So
it is picking up steam now. What happened? What happened was the fact that they had a show originally with no stars, and then they just had to make stars with what they started with. And man, that was rough. It was just a real head scratcher. Why didn't we see? Why wasn't Kalisto in 205 Live in the beginning of the show? Why wasn't Neville in the beginning of the show?
We will put up polls with your nominations. I'd say around the end of December, so stay tuned to @the_WHPC on Twitter. Hashtag, if you want to give us nominations, use the hashtag WHPC Awards. Anytime you want to talk about our awards, use that hashtag so we can find it if we get it mixed up somewhere. And then I can just type that in, and then boom, I get all your nominations, and then I can compile the list of things for everybody to vote on when the polls go out.
Yeah, that's how hashtags work, Howard.
Yeah.
Ba-bam.
Well, I'm telling them because some people don't do it right. Don't look at me. I'm
right.
Hashtag WHPC Awards so the Golden Shovel. We've got 205 Live, the earlier part. I responded back with not Bailey. This is your life.
Yeah, they completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, they definitely forgot about that one. That one's my front runner for the winner right there.
Purged our minds of it as best as we could.
It's not very good, folks.
No.
It's exactly like
an idea. Let's do it. Let's replicate an old bit.
Yeah. it's almost the same exact bit, but really bad.
Yeah, even dumber.
It's just the other one worked. The other one worked. This Is Your Life was great.
Because the only reason it worked was because it just went off the rails, and then it was like, all right, we can get into this,
right?
But
it was ridiculous to the 10th power is why it worked. This one was we couldn't the people that were there.
This Is Your Life doesn't work. It doesn't
work.
And man,
the other one was planned. You couldn't do the other one was planned.
But let's just hammer. I mean, I'm sure there would have been easier ways to hammer in. She's a daddy's girl, and
everything
would have been there were way better ways to do it than
everything was just weird. They were trying to get over this thing that they hadn't been trying.
Like she's going to care about her ex-boyfriend just hooking up right in front of her? No, that's why you're my ex, motherfucker.
I'm a former champion in this company.
Oh no, a high school sweetheart, right? Yeah. Oh, I've
been a champion here.
Yeah, you mean even less to me now.
I've had match of the year around here before. Get out of here.
Hey Alexa, have you ever had a match of the year? Oh no, not even close yet.
She hasn't. She has not.
Not yet.
At SmarkSpot, SmarkSpot Wrestling Podcast says the Enzo and Cass breakup is up there, along with the Jason Jordan Kurt Angle. Yeah, the Jason Jordan Kurt Angle thing is not exactly the best thing in the world. I mean, it's okay. We'll get into it a little bit more when we bring up Monday Night, when we go through the Monday Night Raw stuff. And I think the opening of Monday Night Raw is great, but it's not. I think best.
It is a go. I think it's going. This is exactly how it is by design. It's going exactly according to plan. I think one of the reasons why I think the problem with it is crowd doesn't really want to get behind it most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's going exactly to plan.
It's going all right.
Yeah.
One huge thing that we forgot about in the Golden Shovel Awards that everybody missed: Sexy Star.
Oh,
that's a boo of an epic purport. That's a huge one.
Talk about purging. I completely had her out of my mind.
And then the response, the whole incident from her trying to break somebody's arm in the ring after, it's like, oh hey, could you hold this for me?
This is the part where I put you over. Oh my God, why are you taking my arm?
Right. That one and the Bailey one to me are like the two big ones. I mean, it depends on which way you want to go, but
depends how you what you think was just because it wasn't necessarily a bad decision. It was like she just got worked into a shoot.
Yeah,
which is just like, oh, come on. Really?
The cease and desist.
I think I have to disagree there.
Yeah,
that has benefited them greatly
because they're so good at merchandising and gimmicking.
To turn that right into a t-shirt.
They're able to turn anything they get into money. And it's not often you see a lot of people do that. That's why they're in my top 10 for Wrestlers of the Year.
Yeah.
Because they're just, you can't talk about independent wrestling without talking about the Young Bucks. You can't. It's not possible.
They are, as of right now, a cornerstone of independent wrestling.
Yeah. If you don't talk about the Young Bucks when you talk about independent wrestling, you're not watching independent wrestling.
They main event shows.
Everywhere.
Top guys.
Yeah. But it's just that merchandising and gimmick ability that they have to just, no matter what they've got, they can figure out a way to get it over. No, there's very few people that can do that with everything. It's Jericho level good.
It is.
And Jericho, another top 10.
You got
he had some of the best parts of his
clipboard
career.
over. You got a clipboard over. For a little while, people were tuning in just to see him use his clipboard.
Just to see him put people on the list. Exactly.
That's it.
You can't get much better than that. Also, this is from @Jamie Miller Drum. The Sexy Star incident and her subsequent response, too sweet with deleted two sweets. And Bray Wyatt's bookings. Yeah, they haven't been very good.
They
haven't been very good.
Maybe turning around now, but we'll see.
@GoldPhillip
for the year, absolutely, absolutely not good.
@GoldPhillip says House of Horrors, the entire Bailey Alexa feud. Don't forget the Kane match. Yeah, we had a kendo stick on a pole match.
House of Horrors was this year?
Yeah, man.
Oh, I thought that was last year.
No, it was right after Mania. Remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's not good.
Well, on the bright side, Bray Wyatt was WWE champion.
He was WWE
for a short time,
champion.
but he got it. Like, you can't take that away from him. He does have.
He is a
You can
two-division
properly
champ.
introduce him as former WWE champion Bray Wyatt.
You certainly can, sir.
Yes.
And the Hardys versus Impact over the Broken gimmick, but I'm going to personally give that a little bit of a pass.
It's kind of a good thing,
considering we figured a way around it.
If you go back in these episodes, you can hear Howard just completely like, they can't do it. Forget it. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't give a damn about it anymore.
Well, no, it's like I said I was getting to the point where it's like, if you're not going to pull the trigger on it, then don't pull the trigger on it.
You were over it.
Like, you're pretty much, because I'm not going to. I was getting annoyed at the fact that you're slightly teasing it every time he's out there, but you're not actually doing anything with it. So why are you bothering? Either do it or don't.
Just keep it alive.
That sort of thing.
Keep it going. Keep it fresh. Keep it fresh. Would you rather have been out of nowhere?
Kinda.
Keep it fresh.
I guess.
Kind of keep. When something's over, don't let it die. You know?
I had to kind of go a little bit back at Captain TPA, because all his answer was TNA. I'm like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
They're not doing.
It's not
everything
Golden
wrong.
Shovel bad.
They
have
doing
been
everything wrong. But
they have been Golden Shovel nominees and winners in the past.
Yes, they have.
But more for specific incidents that have happened.
Yeah.
In the because last year they won the Golden Shovel for the incident with firing Billy Corgan and then getting sued by Billy Corgan for stealing his money.
He got his money back. Right. It was just like a giant but again, on the flip side, we really found out what the deal was.
Yes,
we
definitely did.
Like, all the skeletons on the closet were out.
Oh, look at that! Look at all those bones.
$3 million tax bill. Ooh,
no bueno, sir.
That's like uranium. Like, that's too hot to handle.
Yes, yeah. What other? That's all we have for some nominations. If you want to give us some more Golden Shovel nominations,
you got to be. If it's specific, you have to be very specific.
Well, it's more of, like I said, in a moment or somebody being released and then making a big splash somewhere else, like something like that. But pertaining to just 2017, so anywhere from January 1 to December 3/1, or 30 days has September, April, June, yeah,
calendar
30.
year.
Calendar year.
You get the gist. If we've heard it before, we'll tell you.
right, and but the more answers that we get for those things, it'll give me a better idea. It's like, if people keep saying 3 different things, well, those are going to be the nominations that we put up for the poll.
Breaking up American Alpha. Ooh,
and that could be. That could definitely be a Golden Show. But they are both sort of succeeding outside of that, so you have to. It has to kind of make sense. Like I said, if it's really bad, put it up there, folks. Like, we're talking colossal misfires. like people forgetting lines and shit like that we just cannot forget.
Oh, Shane blanking. What was it, twice?
But not that bad. But I mean, those are incidental things that happen. But you kind of get the idea.
Yeah.
Bailey, This Is Your Life.
Yeah.
That's a nominee for sure.
LeVar Ball family segment.
Maybe. Yeah. If I get
I think so.
It was not very good.
No.
Not good at all.
I mean, you could put you could be like the Miz and put a positive spin on it. Be like,
Sure.
well, guess what? Everyone was talking about it.
They certainly were, sir.
If that was the objective, he got it.
You're a winner, sir. But anyway, any of your nominations, we're going to put out another tweet probably later this week and start asking for your nominations for Wrestler of the Year.
Wrestler of the Year.
We'll do Male and Female Wrestler of the Year. Tag Team of the Year. Did we do that last year?
I think we did
that last year.
I think we did.
We did do like a Rookie of the Year sort of thing, but I think we're just going to call it Breakout Performer. How about that? Somebody who's kind of been in the shadows and then comes out and is like, oh, no, this guy's the man.
Superstar.
And I think we had one more in there. We probably made it good. I think the Golden Shovel's our goof award. So use the hashtag WHPC Awards, hashtag WHPC Awards, and tweet us at the WHPC and let us know who your nominations for Golden Shovel are, and we will tabulate the votes and see what comes out there. What? We got to do this. The things that we have to communicate. Make yourselves heard, people.
It's our Raspberry Award.
Yeah, it's our Razzies. It's the Golden Shovel. Anyway, Monday Night Raw, I think, was the better show this week.
I think you're right. I mean, it had great matches.
We're 40 minutes in, and we're only getting to the actual week of wrestling.
That's fine. It had great matches.
We had a very fun show.
And a couple standout stories.
I agree. We had a certain someone that was disagreed with Monday Night Raw and how that it just wasn't good. I mean, but then he came back and said that I don't know. It was just
he got won over by. There's a couple winners. There's a couple. Highs,
I thought as a whole the show was good. Yeah. We had a great IC title match. I thought we were going to get 2 IC title matches.
I thought we were going to get 2 as well, and then
because Roman at the beginning says you'll get yours later tonight. I'm like, all right, do this twice. Make this title hot again. Let's do it. We got the tag team title match. Asuka choking out bitches. And actually, she didn't really choke anybody out, but she's kicking people in the face still. Very, very little. I mean, there was a lull in the show. The 205 Live, I thought, was going to be a bit of a drop in the show, but it turned out we got a really great 4-way match out of the deal.
Got a great 4-way match. You got a new storyline too on 205 Live.
Mm-hmm. But let's go to the Open, and Jason Jordan, Roman Reigns, and Samoa Joe all getting into some heat with each other.
They figured out the formula. If you don't want people to boo Roman Reigns, pair him with Jason Jordan.
Right. Because everybody was booing that man.
He's the official. He's like an official boo magnet in some of these cities now.
Some of them. But that's kind of going with the thing that he's portraying, which I kind of like. He's doing the whiny daddy's boy thing and trying to use that to his advantage for everything now.
It's working a little too well.
But that's the point. Everybody thinks that there's people who's like, why are they're so bad? He's so bad. He said, no, he's supposed to be like that. Everything he's doing exactly the right way. He's supposed to be enraging.
And every match is awesome. When you go back and watch them, you're like, well, his John Cena match was fucking great. Right. It was really good, dude. And that's how they started the show. His Roman Reigns match was awesome.
That match on Monday.
Both of them were awesome, and the one we just saw on Monday was pretty awesome as well.
The one that we eventually got after that first opening segment was really good. And Roman says a couple of things in that promo that are absolutely true.
Yeah.
They're just absolutely true. And you can't be a Roman Reigns hater anymore because you said it yourself.
Making it really tough.
How many bad matches has he had in the last year?
I can't name one.
You can't.
I can tell you how.
Can't. Objectively speaking, you can't.
You could look up the number of main events he's had, and guess what? He's been main eventing every show.
He makes that poster boy line. He's like, yeah, you're right. I've been on a lot of posters because I've main evented a lot of shows, and he has.
It's like him and Dean Ambrose battle, or like every year they're in the running for most matches. Whenever whenever one of them's not hurt.
But it's not untrue. The guy main events fucking everything, and whether you hate it or not, it's the truth. And they're not going to put somebody that's a steaming pile of shit in the main event that often. They just don't do it.
They can't.
Regardless of how you feel about the booking of some of his matches at the end, he's in every single one. And even I'll say it, I have a lot of problems with how those finishes are booked. But at the end of the day, the most common phrase you hear out of my mouth is, that's a great fucking match. Because they usually are.
You eventually get over the spear finish. The out of nowhere spear finish. And there it is. Yeah. He sets it up
I
with
kind of like it now
Irish
because
whip
now we're at the point where in elevating the IC title, we've been saying it's like, excuse me, sir, that's the man that beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. You're going to have to do a little bit more than that.
You're going to have to go, sir.
You're going to have to do a little bit more than that, sir.
You're not worthy.
Oh, and there's a spear. Wrap it up, folks. Let's go. That's it. Go home.
Put it away.
Here. There's the spear. Let's go. Nothing to see here, folks. Yep. Come on.
Beat it, kid.
Get out of here.
Get out. We're done.
We're done here.
Daddy, I need another match. They're like, oh, come on.
But I like that because you got him whining to his every time. He's like, Dad. And it enrages
I thought you were hurt. No, I'm good.
No,
Trust me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Roman Reigns
great.
is working his knee most of the time.
It's this great subtle heel turn that's been going on for like 3 or 4 weeks, and he's not technically a heel, but he's a heel. Jason Jordan is a heel right now. I don't care what you say. He's a whiny rich kid asshole right
criticizing Joe for cheap shotting, and what does he do?
Oh man,
cheap shots from him.
He starts yelling at Samoa Joe. I'm like, sir, that's not a good idea. You may want to keep your mouth shut now.
Tranquilo, man.
No.
Don't smack the bear right in the face.
He's going to kill you.
Jode.
I love the phrase Jode.
Yeah.
It's coming one of my favorite things. It just needs like a Samoa Joe, just like gif of like Jode choking somebody out.
Look,
or just an angry Joe face. Jode.
Look, I'll take your match under advisement. Next thing you know, Jode. Immediately backstage. What, you didn't think I could find you?
We work here.
This isn't it's not a Joe. It's not a game to Joe.
No,
it's
this
awesome.
is real. I love it.
Awesome.
I would absolutely love to see Roman Reigns.
That's why the story gets so much time. It's an awesome story.
Give me Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe for the IC title. I like how they're breaking it up at least because we could have very much seen Joe versus Roman for the IC title, but this whole thing of Jason Jordan sneak attacking Roman during the opening segment and getting into that title match first, and then having this problem with Jordan after the fact. It extends the timeline of when we're finally going to see Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe for the IC title.
Oh yeah, that's your marquee match.
It's a nice way to stretch this out for a couple of more weeks.
Yeah.
Next week, Jason Jordan gets Samoa Joe and gets choked the life out.
Yeah. He just gets Joed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As long as they're going the right way, we're not going to see a Samoa Joe Roman Reigns match until
not right away. We might get it next week, but I feel if we get it next week, it'll probably be fucked up by Jason Jordan.
Yep.
And then we're going to have to address the beef of Jason Jordan fucking up everybody's matches, sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. I also love how
he keeps it up. He's going to get himself in a triple threat match.
But I love how it's like, will you stop patronizing the kid and get him out of here? There's this shit like that.
Men are talking.
Yeah, exactly. Get the kid out of here. Yeah, man. People were just shitting on the Open. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was a very awesome Open, and when you go back and that's probably what it is. You got to go back and watch it with an open mind, and you'll be like, you know what? Besides me hating Jason Jordan, this was awesome.
You're supposed to dislike Jason Jordan right now.
It's working. This
He's
is
not
what it looks like
anything.
when it's working.
He's just asking Dad.
Yeah,
I'd hate that guy too. We
know exactly what he's doing. He's worming his way in.
Right.
Sorry, I was
that's fine.
Strapping all.
That's fine. No, that's fine. We had Sasha versus Paige in a solid little match.
Yeah.
Became way more about.
It felt longer than it should have been.
Yeah, probably. But it's Paige's first match in like 2 years.
Yeah.
So you have to make a big deal about it. It got a ton of time, and it ends up with the Absolution going over again.
She beats she
a
beats her.
four-time champion.
Like single-handedly. Like none of the other I don't
There
think
wasn't
any of the
really
chicks
a
got
whole
involved.
lot of interference.
No, they didn't get it. They didn't
There
interfere.
was interference because they attacked Bailey and Mickie James on the outside, but they didn't interact with the match itself. That's on Sasha for getting distracted by what's happening to her friends. Instead of keeping the eyes on the prize.
Exactly.
Eyes on the prize, Sasha. You've been here long enough.
4-time champ couldn't hold on to the title.
Can't hang on to the title. And then I just wish Alexa Bliss would talk a little bit more on commentary.
For real, that was a real downer. At some point, we just heard Cole or Corey to address her and was like, "Oh yeah, she's still here."
Right.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that.
Maybe someone told her, it was like, "Yeah, you gotta,
be more serious." Like
she's completely no selling it completely.
Yes. Yeah.
To the point where forget she's there, and it's kind of it's not. I don't think it's that good of an. I don't think it's a good angle to do.
Either way, allegiance or legion, whatever, absolution.
Absolution.
I keep fucking it up in my
Pray
head.
allegiance to Paige.
Because I keep wanting to say I pledge allegiance to Paige.
Pledge allegiance to Paige.
Should do a promo like that and make it just all about pledging allegiance to Paige. Pledge allegiance to absolution.
This
do
is
it.
my house.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, and make a song. Get English to come over and do a song for you. And sticking around with the ladies. There's still nobody. No one is ready.
Nope.
Nobody. No one is ready. Alicia Fox versus Asuka. Just go away. Go away. Run. You should have kept on running.
Should have kept going.
Should have kept on running, Foxy. I love the little promo that she's got. I even got my own shirt.
Things are on the up and up. Oh my God, I'm getting my ass beat.
Like, oh my God, she hit me in the face.
That and then the boot she gets afterwards.
Yes. Paige cuts a nice little promo on Alicia Fox saying, "You're my best friend, but you're not their best friend."
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I hate to tell you this, but you're getting the boots.
Yes, sure. We did have an official boo magnet later on in the show. Only to be spoiled by a Braun Strowman sighting.
It tells you right off the bat whenever Kurt goes, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna find your opponent." It's Braun.
Oh yeah. Don't ever let that be a mystery when he's walking the room.
When you haven't seen him on the show yet, be like, "This could be a Braun."
Yeah,
oh
it's
crap!
great.
Oh crap!
Yeah, run. Keep on.
Just completely
running.
no sells the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
As well he should. He was put in a dumpster for a week and a half. He's gonna eat the. He ate
eats
a guitar.
broken guitars for nutrients.
What did we say? We see Elias is not listening. He's a little behind the curve. I suggested the guitar last week. He figured, all right, you know what? These guys said, hey, use the guitar. I should probably use the guitar. That's Braun Strowman. You probably need a gun.
You think he's got a closet of WWE money guitars? He's just like, well,
yeah.
Nice and tuned. This is going to sound great, and it's going to break great too. As he swings it like a club.
I just love Elias when he comes out. He's seriously, he is the boo. That is a boo magnet.
Yeah.
Hashtag boo magnet.
I couldn't believe that it'd be such a bit like
go over so well.
He would get
It went over so much better than
previous NXT stars. It's a little rocky, but him just like instant boot him.
And there was a lot of hate coming from him from the NXT crowd too, where people just fucking hated him for some reason. The gimmick wasn't great in NXT, but we even saw him at live shows. You could not. We said it last week. You cannot. He couldn't do it.
Well, I think the decision is we made our decision about him really early on, and what happened was the way they introduced him on WWE. We just you'd see him for like a quick second playing guitar, and then he disappears.
Right.
It's like, oh, who's that?
Guy?
Who's that? And then he was like, oh, he's a boo magnet. Oh, boo! And then they were just escalating boos to the point where it got over.
Right, because that's all you need sometimes. If people hate you that much, where they're going to hurl garbage and boo at you all the time on TV, good.
He's just that good.
Well,
he got good at getting booed.
Right, and that's
an art form.
That's exactly what you want. Like as much as they people no reaction is the bad thing. When people just like looking around like they don't know what the fuck to do, that's the problem. But if all you want to do is hurl insults and boo me, I'm doing my job right. I'm going to get paid for that.
And then, the whole point of talking about this, it led to a Kane sighting.
Yep.
And so it looks like we're going to eventually. Do you think it's going to be a TV? You think it's going to be a TV? They're going to end it on TV.
I hope they end it on TV
because they have not announced that for Clash of Champions.
Well, it's not going to be on Clash of Champions because it's a SmackDown show.
Clash. Oh, that's right. I forgot we're talking about Raw. I was like, this is going to lead to the paper. No, it's not.
it's
It's
not.
really not.
They're probably going to get and people are saying, why are they giving this Kane thing? Like, because he's got to beat the old. We've said it months ago on the show.
Yeah. Undertaker's gone. This is going to be the next.
Well, this is how we wanted them to book Kane and Big Show in general. Like, we kind of were wondering what the fuck, because he was beating Finn Balor for some reason. And we're like, what the fuck? That's not what he's here for. He's there to be the legendary creature that's an obstacle for you to beat. A relic of the bygone era that to prove yourself, you have to beat one of the old gods, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like some legendary creature from that's been here forever. And the two biggest ones are Kane and Big Show. They're the other giants, and he now has to take his place by taking the fire from the old giants and proclaiming himself the new one. And in order to do that, you have to beat the Big Show, and then you have to beat Kane. So now he can truly be called the new monster, because Kane's still a monster, so he has to be the monster of monsters.
I think the hardest part about getting into this feud is the fact that, like, Big Show had a transformation. He dropped weight, and he came out looking ridiculously awesome, and it was a great refresh for Big Show. But I haven't really seen that with Kane. Besides him,
Look, I don't think Kane needs it. He just needs to keep being Kane. It's just that it's 2017 and it's Kane, and he was taking away from other people's stories like Finn Balor and stuff.
It's got very difficult to get excited for Kane,
right? But I understand what they're doing. I understand why a lot of people don't necessarily like it, but it's necessary to make the Braun Strowman, because now at the end of the day, when Braun Strowman goes over Kane, he has two of the most legendary big men in the company, in the history of the company, as notches on his belt.
I would like the story.
Big Show.
Close already.
Right. But you think about it. Big Show.
Yeah.
Multiple-time world champion. Former Intercontinental champion. Former tag team champion of all shapes and sizes. Kane. Former champion.
Yeah.
Former tag team champion.
I got it.
And they're big names to have on your list of being beaten in a heavy feud. So when you go back and when you introduce Braun Strowman, it's like, oh, that guy, yeah, he beat Big Show. Yeah, he beat Kane. Yeah, he beat laundry list of people. And it just helps build him as the dominant
I just can't wait for it to move on.
Right, I agree. It's
move on.
We're probably going to get 2 or 3 more weeks of it.
Do this already.
Yeah, it needs to be over in like a week or two on a main event for TV with a legitimate, finished ending where there's really no questions to the fact that Braun Strowman beat that dude's ass and won. Get the fuck out of my yard.
But I will admit, on the positive side, what we got after that, what sprung off of that storyline is Finn making sure everyone remembers he's over. It's like his Twitter has been pretty hilarious. just constantly fucking with people. It's like,
what was the one that you sent me the other day that was pretty good? I forgot what it was. Somebody, Finn Balor had a great fucking post.
I think it might have been about that live show where he goes, "Oh, look at that," and then I went over the top rope.
That was the one. Right?
You got Carl and Gallows also chipping in. Yeah, I hope he stays over.
It's a Brock Lesnar Finn Balor side by side.
Oh, that one
where it's Brock Lesnar. Hey Finn, you want to hear a joke? Sure. Universal title match. I don't get it.
knock joke, right? Yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty good.
Anyway, he had a match against Bo. It's nothing to write home about, but he's Finn Balor.
It was great to see Bo and Kurt Axel still.
Kurt is
in his
neck brace. Best thing on TV.
Get a neck brace over.
And then finishing on Monday Night Raw, we got the Bar versus the Shield in a tag team title match. It's got to this one has to finish next week.
I think you skipped something.
What I think? What is it?
Somebody was woken.
Oh, yeah. More importantly, I'm sorry. That whole segment.
Delete! 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 Delete!
Yeah.
Done perfectly.
Delete!
Yeah.
They
Delete!
teased it, and they're like, and we're both like, it's a seg, right? I hope it's not a match. I hope it's just
Yeah,
a
don't
seg.
have that in the building.
And that's exactly
backstage segment.
It was just showing.
Strap in, assholes! It's happening. Let's go.
It was Corey throwing up all the tweets, and they're like, and then his Twitter. I don't know what's going on there.
I just play stupid, everybody. Just play stupid. Let it happen. Just watch it, enjoy it. It's gonna be ridiculous.
And then
It's gonna be dumb. And then the dueling laughs.
The dueling feeds. That went on for ridiculously long.
It was just what we needed.
Yes.
And I'm totally Bray Wyatt's gonna have to lose this.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
I don't know,
Again.
maybe he'll get deleted, and something will hopefully happen with him after this.
Brother Wyatt.
Brother Wyatt.
I am totally down for a Woken Wyatt teaming. That could be great, dude.
Make him a Hardy.
An
honorary
I don't know.
hottie.
You do something.
That'd be something like that. Would be like if you're gonna put him on a train, it should be that one.
We've seen far worse.
Because you can't repackage him because he's
Bray Wyatt?
you can't repackage him because
No.
he's still more or less over. But they got to do something with him just so he can get wins again.
Yeah, I kind of like how he gets sucked into the broken universe. I love if they get. There's so many things that they can do, and this is something that they've been even trying to pitch for like a year and a half, even because when they were doing this last year, they had beef on Twitter about the whole thing. Remember?
Yes.
So this
Matt
is
Hardy
going
recently
back.
retweeted it. Oh, hey, you remember this? I'm here now.
yeah, we finally get to see it. So here we go, folks. If they give this any time and level of creativity, it could be the greatest thing of 2018. It could be. And they just have to let it go for a while. Don't end it by the Royal Rumble. If you end it by the time we get to the Royal Rumble, well, fuck you.
No, I don't. What the Woken run? No, no. If they
end this feud before the Royal Rumble,
I don't. Well,
it's a lot of TV to fill.
We'll see what happens. I mean,
we'll see.
When is Jeff due back? That's
no idea.
yeah. I bet it's going to be. It's either going to be before or probably right after WrestleMania. Jeff will be back, but
we got to get to the main event. We got to clear out SmackDown, and we got to get the fuck out of here.
We do.
Yeah, because we're already an hour. We talked about awards and stuff in The Rock, and it was great. I like it. So we'll get to. We had a quality main event match on Monday Night Raw with the Bar versus the Shield. I hope.
Yeah, swerving everybody.
We can't really have much more of this though.
No.
Great fucking match. I think that's got to be it for a little bit because we've already made our displeasure known that it's a little too much of the Bar and the Shield. Yeah. Other people were.
They had to retain in order to keep everyone's attention. They're like, oh my god, they didn't win. Good, because if they won right off the bat, it would have been like, oh, good. Well, that's over. The predictable thing happened.
Right. So we got it. Great match. Unfortunate DQ finish because Sheamus wouldn't stop stomping the shit out of Seth, which was great. But then I'm like, oh, I got marked into a reaction too. I'm like, God, son of a bitch, are they really ending like this? Was my reaction like, you're gonna end this with a DQ? Because we were way over time. Because that happened. It was like 11:07,
I think,
which is well over the 11:05 limit that they usually have.
You could see the finish at that point if it hasn't already happened. But all right, we're gonna be. Let's go.
Like, I'm expecting them to fade to black in a minute.
Curtain call,
and then Kurt Angle comes out and calls for no DQ finish and restart the match. So everybody joins the party.
He's like, all right, let's see how this really is going to go.
Right. And then Roman Reigns comes out. Samoa Joe comes out. Starts choking Jode. The main event got Jode. The opening segment got Jode. The post-opening segment, Jode.
Just Joe.
Just Joe. All Samoa Joe all the time.
One of the best book guys on that show.
Absolutely. And then gets the Bar to get a win by kicking the shit out of everybody and throwing a body on top of them. 1, 2, 3, and the bar gets the fuck out of Dodge.
Filthy
with
win.
Samoa
All
Joe.
right, now we're done. Good day, sir.
Get out of here.
Delete!
Smack the keyboard and make
Sorry,
it.
it works. That's good enough. I'll take
Yeah,
a delete
yeah,
spot
yeah.
there.
Good. We got the test right.
Great. And now we have another 3 faction. The bar and Samoa Joe is a lot better than the bar and just some random other person thrown in there, like The Miz. Don't get me wrong. Love The Miz.
Love the Miz, but he
Samoa
needs to be
Joe.
doing his own storylines.
Samoa Joe with the bar.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, am I excited now?
Yeah,
and then make
because
that
they could continue winning.
Make that the better faction. Exactly. Have them win the IC. Have Joe win the IC title with the bar, and have it Joe and the bar with gold.
Your guys' idea about having all the gold, we got it.
Oh,
we got
I'm sorry. Is that ours now? Yeah. Oh,
we were the
Joe.
first. Hey, want to take a look at the title? Look how shiny Joe.
Over on SmackDown, the only really thing that I had that was great on SmackDown, they're really just gearing up for Clash of Champions, so they got to throw a lot of stuff together because we had a month off with Survivor Series.
That wasn't the go home, right? I think
there's one more week.
There's one more week before that show.
But all the matches are pretty much we're putting them all together. We got a U.S. title 3-way match between Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, and Bobby Roode. Don't know why it's the 3 of those guys. Dolph Ziggler feels like he's just thrown in there for some reason.
Had to.
There's no room for Dolph Ziggler anyway.
Exactly. They had to justify it after they've already booked it.
Sure.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. That story is a kind of like a what the fuck angle, and then
it's just kind of there right now.
Peppering in the math too also didn't help too much.
Yeah, we got some more Steiner math.
I do appreciate
I
the
swear
throwback.
We're starting a trend with Steiner math, man. It's coming up everywhere. And Baron Corbin almost losing it when he starts making the fucking the line about them when he put the percentage in. Anyway, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Shinsuke Nakamura. The whole segment of everything, pretty good. I like how they're building this Daniel Bryan Shane feud from it all.
Absolutely, making DB start to take a side.
Yeah,
because he hasn't. He's been kind of backing him a little bit, but not fully. He was like, "Well, you still got to take a. You got to still get what's coming to you."
So the main event was Kevin Owens got to be handcuffed at ringside, so he doesn't interfere with the match. Match happens, great match. They figure out a way to break the handcuffs. They 1, 2, 3 RKO finish. Shinsuke Nakamura comes out. Lights everybody up. Shinsuke Nakamura and Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at Clash of Champions. We go to the backstage right before we close the show. So we're good here, right? They've been punished enough.
Oh, more shenanigans.
No, they haven't been punished enough because the special guest referee, Shane McMahon.
Oh, and if they lose, they're fired.
And if they lose because of Shane McMahon shenanigans,
oh boy,
Daniel Bryan is going to have to side with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Because everything they've been saying, as much as it sounds like they're dicks, will be absolutely true.
Oh, is that an out for DB? Like, I'm not going to be... I'm quitting general manager. If you fire them, I'm out of here, too.
I don't know.
See how good...
Him anytime
see
soon,
how good...
people.
This is the reason why this is the best story, because it could go either way, and that's why it's been getting a lot of time. It is the good story on SmackDown.
I just don't feel like we're getting Daniel Bryan back in the ring.
No.
So
he said it himself.
Why
There's
are we trying to...
some % chance he'll wrestle again, but only
that's how it starts.
20% chance it's going to be a WWE.
I don't know. It's just... I don't like them teasing Daniel Bryan as a competitor so much because they know they're not going to do it. But we did get, more importantly than all of that, is the 12 Days of Rusev. It's Rusev Day, people.
It is, absolutely.
And you know
what
what makes...
Look, I don't care if my shirt looks kind of cheesy and lazy. It's my Rusev Day shirt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, if you put it over, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like a great shirt.
When does it go on sale?
But you know what? Better way to celebrate Rusev Day by getting yourself added into a fatal 4-way championship match at Clash of Champions. Because that's what Aiden English and Rusev did for themselves. They beat the New Day.
Did you see the clip I sent you?
Maybe.
Their backstage interview.
Yeah.
Rusev
Day! And
did you hear the news?
Yeah. It's bad news. Yeah, it's great.
Check
out .com.
Rusev Day! He just pops right back in the frame. It's great.
Oh, man.
Rusev Day is officially, it is over.
Yeah. I love
About time
Rusev
they
Day.
get something for getting themselves over. They get something right
Great.
off the bat.
Great. So we're gonna have a fatal 4-way match for the tag team titles. We've got a U.S. title match, fatal triple threat match.
Triple
son of a
threat.
bitch.
It's all multi-man in one facet or another, with the exception of the women, where they're all
lumberjill
just
match.
around it.
No, a lumberjill match or a lumberjack match, whichever
Lumberjack
one you want to
match.
call it. Nice little segment backstage with that, and apparently Money in the Bank is called Frankie. No idea why.
Hey,
So
you gotta give it a nickname, right?
Lumberjill match. We got fatal 4-way, triple threat, all titles online, and we got Jinder versus AJ, which neither of them were really on TV this week, right?
No,
I'm not crazy. They weren't on TV. No, they got a little.
They just showed a
they got
package, and that was
right?
it.
They got
Which you know what? We're good. We could take a break. We could take a break. The only thing we didn't get was Breezango. That's the only thing I felt was missing from that show. It would have gotten a higher grade, I think, if it had Breezango segment.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. So anyway, I think that we covered everything, right? And we covered everything and more, which is what you get here. You don't get an hour. You usually get a little bit more. Because we love you.
We are going to take over Philly.
We are officially going to.
That is the official news.
The Nerds are invading Philadelphia again.
Yep.
For a good show.
We've driven there for way less.
Yeah,
so
like I said the other way.
So it was kind of a no-brainer to go to
next
this.
week, I believe, should be Stone Cold Locks, correct?
I
Hashtag
believe
Stone
so.
Cold Locks for Clash of Champions, which means Lola Bradbury should be joining us again. She just had David Starr, an interview with him this
check
week,
that
which
out.
you can find over at That Wrestling Podcast.
That just came out, right?
That just came out yesterday or today, I believe.
Okay,
so
yeah,
David Starr, your favorite wrestler's
Secret
favorite wrestler, David Starr. Go check out that interview, and then she will be with us next week as the reigning, defending, undisputed Stone Cold Locks champion, and her first successful, hopefully, maybe for her, she gets a successful title defense, and then you can compete with us in our monthly
She's
pay-per-view.
totally going to Sasha Banks it.
We'll see. We've all done it. We've all had that one quick run where it turns right around and we lost it. So I will certainly be looking to become the I think I'm 4-time champion at this point.
I haven't been counting.
I think you have the longest reign because you had it for like 3 pay-per-views straight.
I had a nice run with it.
You did have a certainly nice run. A lot of draws in there, sir.
Yes, there were.
A lot of.
There were what 2 draws, I think.
A lot of draws in there to keep that time limit draw.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to keep the title for yet
Thank
another
you, sir.
day.
Good day.
And I'm out of here. Right, 15-minute match. Right, we're out. Good
enough.
So keep track of that. It's hashtag Stone Cold Locks at the WHPC on Twitter for all of those votings for the hashtag WHPC awards. Get your nominations for the Golden Shovel, for Wrestler of the Year, all that stuff on there at the WHPC on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/World Heavyweight Podcast. We're on all of the aggregator things: iTunes, Google Music, Stitcher. Wherever you find
spamming the crap out of you in some way or another.
if wherever you find your podcasts, like it, share it with
Get
your
on
friends.
board.
If you like a tweet, you hit that. You don't just hit the like button. You like to send it to all your friends so they can see it too. Do that with all the episodes. Share it. We'll see. I can't. Blah. Fell apart. It just fell apart.
Just like this show.
Well, as it says in the open, we are just waiting for the wheels to fall off. I'm Howie Farrell. That over there is Josh Rivero. We'll see you next week, folks.
Stadler? Yeah, what?
Is that it?
Yes, it's over. How'd you like it?
I don't know. I slept through the whole thing.
Well, you didn't miss much.